Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. In the previous lecture, we studied three important inflectional categories. We have studied tense, aspect, and mood. And we said that sometimes these categories are realized with independent morphological marks, and most of the time they are realized associated to each other, which means it is difficult sometimes to disentangle one from the other. Today, we're going to see two more inflectional categories, namely agreement and voice. So, what is agreement? Agreement may be defined as the requirement that the forms of two or more words of specific words or word classes that stand in specific syntactic relationship with one another. For example, a verb and the subject, a pronoun and or adjective pronoun and the noun, adjective and noun, and so on. So they stand in specific syntactic relationship with one another, shall also be characterized by the same paradigmatically marked category or categories. Simply put, agreement or concord, abbreviated as agr, happens when a word changes its form depending on other words to which it relates. The syntactic relationship may be realized, or this syntactic relationship may be realized when an adjective pronoun, for example, agrees with its head noun. As you can see in examples below, whose is this pen? So this is an adjective pronoun. It's a demonstrative pronoun. It is singular because the head noun pen is singular. In the example in B, whose are these pens? So the demonstrative pronoun becomes these, plural, because the noun, which is the head, is plural. It's also realized, agreement, when a head agrees with its dependent. For example, each person may have his own coin, and you cannot say each person may have their own coins, because each person refers to each one individually, not as a group. The third case in English in which agreement is realized when a verb agrees with its subject and or object. Example, John plays the piano. So John is third person singular. The verb plays is conjugated to the third person singular. And you cannot say John play the piano. Here there is a John plays the piano is also correct, but in fact there shouldn't be an S there so as to make it a counter example. In French, adjectives and determiners do also agree with their heads. So as you can see, in singular forms, a feminine noun can be preceded by a determiner like la, une, cette, ma, sa, etc. You can say la veste, une fille, cette chambre, and so on. A masculine noun can be preceded by le, or un, or ce, or mon, or son, etc. The plural forms also, they can be preceded by les, des, ses, nos, vos, leur, and so on, which means that what we call articles or determiners in English, which are neuter, which don't agree with their heads, in French, on the contrary, they agree with the head they modify. Likewise, adjectives in French also agree with the heads they modify in number and gender. So we say in French, un grand garçon, une grande fille. The adjective agrees with the head noun fille. We can say also des grands garçons as a plural, And in the feminine, we say des grandes filles avec ES à la fin, because fille is also plural and it's feminine. The following inflection category is voice. It's simple and very short. Voice is a grammatical category describing the relationship between a verb and its subject. Voice is either active or passive, as you know. Active voice refers to the situation where the subject of the sentence performs the action of the verb, where the object becomes, okay, subject. And we speak here about the grammatical subject and not the semantic subject. So, as an example, you say, the authorities expelled Tex from France. On the other hand, passive voice refers to the situation where the subject receives the action of the verb. So you can say Tex was expelled by or from France by the authorities. So here, as we said, the object becomes the subject of the sentence, the grammatical subject. So today, that's the end of our lecture. And in the next recording, we are going to move to another chapter, which is about syntactic structure. More specifically, we start by phrase structure constituents. Thank you very much and see you